The idea of TikTok being banned in the United States is turning into a scary reality for a lot of people. It's no secret that there are hundreds of influencers on TikTok who use the platform to pay their bills. Others tend to scroll through for hours on end, mindlessly watching short clips of people dancing or lip syncing to sound bites. And then you have the people who just despise the app for no apparent reason. Regardless, if you fall into any of these categories, it is safe to say there are a lot of people who don't want President Donald Trump to ban TikTok. However, there are just as many people who likely either don't care to even think about it or actually want the US government to ban the app, citing concerns of China taking their data. This has led to Microsoft stepping in as the front runner to possibly purchase the app, but if the sale happens, it better happen by September 15th, as that's all the time President Trump is giving them. And if the sale doesn't go through, is that the end for TikTok? Today on Life's Biggest Questions, we're asking, can we save TikTok? What's happening, guys? Welcome back to LBQ. I'm your host, Jared Bronstein, and today we're talking about saving TikTok. Let us know in the comments down below if you think the United States should ban the app or not, and of course stick around for some comment replies. For now, let's jump right into it. TikTok has been a hot topic of discussion for some time now. What first appeared to be an app for kids has quickly turned into one of the biggest apps in the world. Much like any social media app, although the majority of users are likely between 16 and 25, it seems TikTok really is for everyone. From the teens who want to learn dances to the average sports fan who follows some of their favorite players. You also have musicians and everything in between trying to find ways to utilize the app. But there has always been a concern that the Chinese-owned app is spying on Americans. How they're exactly doing that is debated, with some fearing Big Brother is always listening through your phone, and others under the impression that all the data plugged into the app is being stored somewhere overseas. TikTok has vehemently denied the accusations, claiming that they store their data in the US, with a spokesperson recently telling CNN, I quote, "TikTok US users' data is stored in the US with strict controls on employee access. TikTok's biggest investors come from the US. We are committed to protecting our users' privacy and safety as we continue working to bring joy to family and meaningful careers to those who create on our platform." Still, the claim that no one's data is at risk isn't enough to stop President Trump from doing what he feels is best for American citizens. The idea of TikTok being banned has been circulating for some time now, but after President Trump told reporters, I quote, "As far as TikTok is concerned, we're banning them from the United States. I have that authority. It's going to be signed tomorrow." People went into a frenzy. It's been almost a week since Trump said what he said, and as of this recording, nothing has been banned yet. TikTok's general manager posted a video directly to the app thanking the creators for their support and ensuring people they aren't going anywhere. And there has been plenty of talks of American companies stepping in to take over, with the frontrunner being Microsoft. As of this recording, it seems Microsoft may actually end up buying the app from ByteDance, the Chinese-owned company who created TikTok, purchased Musical.ly back in 2017, and merged the two apps together. At first, the idea of Microsoft purchasing the app appeared to be nothing more than a desperate attempt at saving the app, which President Trump wasn't willing to accept. It appears things have since changed, with Microsoft posting a blog on their website as recently as August 2nd, which includes, I quote, "Following a conversation between Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella and President Donald J. Trump, Microsoft is prepared to continue discussions to explore a purchase of TikTok in the United States." The blog post goes on to read that the accusation of the app will be done, if at all, no later than September 15th, 2020, which is the same deadline President Trump has given before he likely bans the app altogether. The post clarifies the purchase would give Microsoft the rights to owning and operating the app in the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. It also claims to add world-class security, privacy, and digital safety precautions, and, I quote, "Among other measures, Microsoft would ensure that all private data of TikTok's American users is transferred to and remains in the United States. To the extent that any such data is currently stored or backed up outside the United States, Microsoft would ensure that this data is deleted from servers outside the country after it is transferred." As likely as it does seem that Microsoft is going to buy the app, nothing is set in stone. It's possible they see opportunity elsewhere with other up-and-coming apps, such as Byte, Triller, or Clash, which are all being compared to TikTok and have seen a large increase in downloads since the controversy really started to pick up. There's also the threat of Instagram Reels, which appears to be a total ripoff of TikTok and could possibly hurt the brand altogether. Currently valued somewhere between $50 to $70 billion, if the app does get banned from the United States altogether, as you can imagine, the value would significantly drop. And if for whatever reason Microsoft or any other company decides they aren't interested in purchasing the app, is there any other way it could possibly be saved? Technically, yes, although it would be extremely unlikely that any of the following scenarios happen. Still, this is a fun channel where we speculate some of the craziest stuff possible, so let's do exactly that. Aside from a very wealthy company purchasing the app, it's possible that three other things happen. TikTok stars band together and buy the app. We, the general public, purchase it. Or President Trump loses the election in November, and assuming Joe Biden is the guy to win the election, he reinstates the app when he's in office. Let's look at each scenario and determine where things go from there. First, TikTok stars buy the app together. This is almost like saying the general public buys the app, because the only difference between these TikTok stars and the general public is a lot of money and millions of followers. That being said, if these TikTok stars all invested a few million, if they even even have that to invest, and then encourage their followers to donate to their Save TikTok fund, well, they could definitely come up with tens and possibly even hundreds of millions simply by getting each one of their followers to donate anywhere from $1 to $100. It's a crazy thought, but never say never, especially when it comes to kids and social media, which, as we know, has quite literally been compared to other types of addictions. Who knows the lengths these people are willing to go to save the app. The idea of these TikTok stars or influencers getting regular jobs has definitely created a lot of memes and jokes, but truth be told, they make a lot of money doing what they do, so the idea that they band together millions of dollars and then possibly get donations from their fans, plus some investors or VCs to invest, well, who knows what could happen. That being said, it's likely they don't come up with 70 billion, which would mean the app would be banned eventually, and that would decrease the value of it altogether. At this point, with the app constantly losing money, the seller would want to just get rid of it. In this case, the seller would be ByteDance, and they may even work out a deal where they get a percentage of profits for a very long time instead of getting a large lump sum of money up front. Is it likely? No. In fact, I have no reason to believe this will happen. Is it possible? Yes. I didn't have any reason to believe a lot of things would happen, yet here we are. Moving on to the idea of the general public buying the app, again, unlikely but not impossible. As of now, ByteDance, who owns TikTok, is a private company. You can't buy any of the company's shares in the stock market, but if they decided to sell to an American company and go public, who's to say that it wouldn't still thrive? However, for this deal to go through, the American company who purchases TikTok would again need to find a way to come up with billions of dollars or work out some sort of deal where ByteDance makes profits from said company for the next few decades. Now, aside from how unlikely these things are to happen, let's say somehow, some way, the general public and these TikTok influencers all come together and buy the app. That doesn't necessarily mean President Trump can't shut them down. If he felt the deal made still doesn't favor Americans or the country in general, he could easily veto the deal and ensure TikTok is gone for good. Which brings us to our last point. Let's say September 15th rolls around, no deal is done, and President Trump decides to sign the order, banning the app once and for all. It is definitely possible that come November, if Joe Biden were to win the election, he decides one of his first moves in office is to reverse the ban. It seems like a silly idea, but come January 20th, Biden may decide to remove the ban on the app, assuming that President Trump not only bans it, but also loses the election. As you could clearly see, there's a lot of ifs and possibilities here. At the end of the day, it seems the most likely scenario to take place is that Microsoft acquires TikTok from ByteDance, the app continues to thrive, and likely grows even more, assuming Microsoft continues to ensure it remains one of the top apps worldwide. Given their history regarding entertainment in general, it wouldn't be very surprising to see Microsoft figure out a way to recruit even more users, eventually seeing the app become the biggest social media platform in the world. And although there are other possibilities in regards to us saving TikTok, I think the most realistic chance there is of it not going under would be the Microsoft accusation. At the end of the day, even if ByteDance was willing to sell for 40 billion or even 10 billion, I don't think it's very realistic that these TikTok stars and the general public come together to buy the app. I mean, there are so many other places and ways that we can invest $10 billion that an app where people dance and lip sync to songs really ain't it. But maybe I don't get it, and the idea of ensuring all Americans have a better overall quality of life instead of purchasing an app is a crazy thought. I don't know, maybe I just don't get it. As always guys, let us know your thoughts down below. How would you feel about TikTok being banned? And if you had the opportunity, would you invest in it to keep it from getting banned? Let us know down below. For now, let's reply to some of your comments from the video. What if sharks went extinct? Fluffy Pink Chaos said, almost time for Shark Week. Yes, it is. I think at first people thought Shark Week, I mean, I'm not gonna say they always thought it was a joke. I think people are always excited for it, but some of the things are a little funny, like Sharknado. I don't even know if that was really part of Shark Week. I think that was like its own thing. Shark Week on Discovery is actually a pretty crazy week, all the stuff that you learn about sharks. But that video itself, guys, sharks are very important, and I think we need to just stop killing them for their fins and the soup that people like. They're very important to the world, so let's just stop being a-holes about it. Mellow Yellow 308 said, ah man, maybe not in our lifetime, but humans will learn real hard and will try to scramble to fix the earth, but by then it will be too late. I mean, that's the thing. A lot of the stuff that we're concerned about now, like global warming and climate change and the sharks going extinct and, you know, other animals going extinct. In regards to the effects we'll see in our day-to-day lives, I don't think it'll happen anytime soon. I mean, you could say global warming has affected us, but not to the point that we can no longer live on Earth. But a couple hundred years down the road, and yeah, Earth is going to be a significantly different place in a very bad way. So I think we need to just start holding ourselves accountable now to make sure that, you know, in a few years, or in a few decades rather, a few hundred years, it's still somewhere that people could live, because the way we're going, nope. JP said, no bees, no sharks. Why do we hate animals so much? I think it's more so like an apex predator thing. It's not that we hate them, it's just because we're the biggest, we just feel that we can do whatever we want. But then people complain that, you know, like they got stung by a bee or bit by a shark and then they want to kill those bees or shark. I don't get it. It's like play with fire, you're gonna get burned. If you're a beekeeper, you can't be surprised when you get stung. If you're a surfer, don't be surprised if you get bit by a shark, because you're literally going into their home and just surfing there. Like, how would you feel if you're trying to eat dinner and a shark literally just jumped right into your bathtub? You wouldn't be happy about it. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein, and we'll see you in the next one.